I'm ready.
Hey, here we go, Joe. Hold on,
Another
hold
two.
on. Another. Okay, now it starts.
Now it starts.
Get your head,
We're good.
get your head out of the gutter, Joe. It's not what you think. Gosh,
Yeah.
people.
We got.
Gosh.
Remember, guys, State of the Union tonight of lawn care community. It's going to be epic. It is a epic speech. So please
Joe,
stay tuned.
I kind of lied to you earlier. You said, "Are you ready for the State of the Union?" And I said, "Yes, I'm ready, but I have no idea what to expect." So, good evening, John. TR Play One and Super TA Bill. What's up? Hey. Oh, hey, is that your audio, Joe?
Yeah, that's my
Good
audio.
grief. Good grief, Joe. Are we going to stick to 1 hour tonight?
We're going to try. It was. I have to be honest. These last couple of weeks, it's been a little. It's been a little long.
It's even longer for you because you're an hour ahead of me. See, we haven't even hit the 8 o'clock hour here in the Central Time Zone. So, man, Lonnie, it is. I don't see how you're doing it down there. It is. It is a scorcher. We're about to get hit with 100-degree temperatures here. I was just telling Joe our high on Thursday, which, by the way, is the day the sod goes down in the front lawn, is 103. Our heat index will be somewhere in the 110 to 120 range. Holy smokes.
Wow. That is it's been like Super TA said, Bill, it has been wetter than a you know what. So it is
But y'all are just trying to get
we need it
back
Oh
from
my
the
God.
dry stretch, right?
So we didn't get any snow this winter. We got no rain in the spring, and now we're getting rain in the summertime. Go figure, right? I mean, like it's just crazy. Right now.
It was a weird spring because it was a really dry spring here as well. One of the driest I can remember. And this June has been like severe weather central. Like we have had some major severe weather across our area. Lots of parts of the southeast have had severe weather, tornadoes. It's kind of unusual for June, for sure. But now the heat's here, and we got some rain coming.
We've been getting those storms that just like come out of nowhere in the middle of the night and they wake you up because it's just like that heavy rain.
Ooh,
and it's
the
just
best.
Yeah,
The best.
I love the rain. I love the rain at night.
I was out in the lawn today from 8 this morning till about 5:30 this afternoon. Yesterday from about 8 a.m. to 9:30 p.m.
Rob's in the house.
Rob, he made it.
Rob making a comeback.
Pat, Ben, Chatville, what is up? Hey, it's been 2 long days out in the yard, and the reason why I spent so much time out in the front yard over the last 2 days, not only are we getting sod on Thursday, so I'm trying to tie up all these loose ends before that gets done, but I had to take advantage of the weather. Yesterday it was like mid 80s, very low humidity, and then today out of nowhere, there was no chance of rain in the forecast, and all of a sudden the clouds started getting darker, the wind started blowing, a few sprinkles started falling on my face. Of course, we didn't get anything more than sprinkles, but I went and looked at the radar, and there were some pretty gnarly storms just to the south and west of us, so we got to benefit from cloud cover and a nice breeze and really, really cool temperatures. So I was just about ready to call the work quits today because my body's beat up, my hands are beat up, and I thought, you know what? I better get this done before the extreme heat gets here, or I will be regretting it. So we got it all done. Yeah, Joe, what are you drinking on tonight?
I am of course, Cape May. It's good. It's good stuff. I know it sounds corny that I drink the same beer, brand every week, but it's just so good. It's in my area.
I drink PBR
if you can.
Every time I drink a beer, it's a PBR. Hey,
it looks like a something light, but it's not. Believe me, it is not. It's tan limes. It's great drink.
Hey, Dory from Destin. Hey, ironic that you popped in and you're from Destin. Joe, I told you I'd tell you something. I got some really sad news this afternoon. Former Razorback and NFL quarterback Ryan Mallett passed away today, drowned on the beaches of Destin, Florida. Yeah.
He was who did he
Really,
play?
uh,
Who did he play for?
he played for the Razorbacks, got
Um,
drafted, but hey, it's time to go. The Budget Wooder Show. Finish that up, Joe. He got drafted by the Patriots, played some for the Baltimore
that's yeah,
Ravens.
that's right. Yeah.
Really tough. I got an email from my brother, or a text message from my brother this afternoon. He said, "Hey, did y'all hear about Mallet?" And
Wow.
he's a head football coach. He was a head football coach and a teacher at Whitehall High School, just outside of Plum Bluff, south of Little Rock, or in Pine Bluff, I guess it is. And I was just hoping what he was going to tell me was like some big football related news that he got this job or that job, but unfortunately it was that
Wow.
he died in a drowning accident down in Destin. And man, the beaches down there right now, oh my gosh, they are just like Panama City Beach is leading the country in beach fatalities. They've had double red flags flying for like the last week or two, and
Wow.
I don't know what the flags are over in Destin. That means stay out of the water. Used to it was you could
Yeah.
get in the water at your own caution, but years back a guy died trying to save some people that were in the water during double red flags. So Panama City Beach, just east of there, they instituted an ordinance that says when there's double red flags flying, it's illegal to get in the water and you will be ticketed. Yeah, sorry to start it off with
Yeah.
a bummer,
Yeah.
but
Great.
if you're heading to the beach this summer,
Remember, guys,
heed
coming
the
up.
warnings of the flags.
Remember, guys, coming up, State of the Union for the lawn care community. So share this with all your lawn care friends. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be epic, epic, epic. And to
Hey,
start off like we
hold
do
on, Joe.
every show.
Hold on.
Oh, well,
Hold on.
I got uh,
It's a big night on the Budget Wooder Show. If you know, you know.
it is.
And it
Yeah.
is. Hey Joe, it's the Budget Wooder Show every Tuesday. I say every Tuesday. Hang tight right there. Every Tuesday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 Central, here on Budget Launch Channel. But this is the Budget Wooder Show, and I don't know if you've looked at your calendar recently, Joe. But next week is a very
Big holiday.
patriotic holiday with 4th of July. So unless there is an overwhelming consensus that we have to have a show next week, we're still not having a show next week. No show next week. 4th of July. We hope you're going to spend that time with friends and family. Maybe you're doing your 4th of July celebrations this coming weekend, but nonetheless, it is the 4th of July next Tuesday, and there will be no Budget Wooder Show. You have been warned. If you show up and you're trying to find us next Tuesday, you're going to be SOL because we will not be here. And my in-laws are coming in town from Texas to visit for some time, so I'm going to be dedicating my free time to spending some time with them while they get to see the grandkids and their daughter. So no show next Tuesday. Joe, we start every show on Tuesday out with what?
Yeah. Today in history. So back in 1994, Aerosmith became the first major band to let fans download a full new track for free from the internet. Believe it or not.
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. The song was called Head Fist.
Head
Uh,
Fist. Huh.
maybe I wrote that. Maybe I wrote that down wrong. It might have been Head First.
Head
I don't know.
first.
But anyway, I thought it was interesting because internet back in 1994, we all know, was probably dial up at the time. So, yeah.
It's
Yeah. So how
amazing.
about that?
Aerosmith is one of those bands that's probably seen more things happen in the music industry than most other bands still
Yeah.
active in music right
Yeah.
now. They have been doing it for an incredibly long time. All right,
Yep.
Joe,
Yes.
are you wanting to get into your state of the lawn address as quickly as possible? Because
We could,
we
yeah,
can.
we could wait for a couple more people coming to chat. I mean, we're up to 23, but I mean, I'm ready to go. If you want, it's up to you. You want to wait? What do you
Now,
want to do?
yeah, let's wait a minute. Hey,
Alright.
if you just jumped in and you missed the pre-scalp, and if you're wondering what the heck is a pre-scalp, that's 5 minutes before the show begins. Instead of a timer, you get to come in and hop on and just shoot the bull with us. But we were talking about the extreme heat, rain for some, lack of rain for others. And I did make mention, unfortunately, sorry, I don't have pictures of it, but the front lawn, if you even give a rat's, you know what, is just about finished. I've been spending all my days out front. I spread out 8 yards of mulch, Joe, last week. 2 tons of river rock this week. I have like rubbed my fingers raw, and I've been doing that because sod will be here on Thursday on the hottest day of the year. So I'm trying to have everything else done, mulch, river rock, everything ready to go so that when the sod goes down, I don't have to walk all over it to do those things. And all I have to do is sit back, water, and let it root and grow. And then this whole big thing that's been going on since March will finally come to a close, and I'll get to be just working on a lawn, not like enjoying the actual lawn care instead of watching these huge transformations take place. Backyard last summer, front yard this summer.
How and no rocking chair to sit out on that
Oh,
porch to
oh,
see it grow. We is it making a comeback?
I will say that thing sat.
Oh,
If you know about the rocking chair, you either love it or hate it. I never imagined
OG budget lawns.
that a southern accent YouTube guy talking about lawn care in the South sitting in a rocking chair would perturb people so badly, but unfortunately it did, and people told me all the time that I was making them sick by rocking. And I think that's more of a them problem than a my problem. But that thing sat in the garage ready to be transported to Goodwill or one of the donation places for quite some time, and out of the clear blue the other day, my wife said, I'm going to redo the cushion on it because the cushion was just like destroyed. It was getting foam all over the garage. She redid the cushion on it.
Wow.
It has been retired from videos, but it has found a new home on our front porch. So we can sit in the rocking chair and watch the grass get watered, root, and
I love it.
grow. Oh, man, I tell you what, let me toot her horn for a second. Our entire house, we just got a little church pew looking bench for the office in here. She picked it up off Facebook Marketplace. Everything in our house is from Facebook Marketplace. And my wife has gotten every piece of furniture, which we've outfitted our entire house, other than the couch. Everything else is from Facebook Marketplace, and we outfitted this entire house for less than $2,000. If you go to a store and buy new furniture, you'll spend that much on one piece these days.
Yeah, just a bed, frame alone, or a bed, what do you call it, whatever you want to call it. But
And
I'm picturing Travis now. This is what I want to see. I want to see. I don't. Do you get a lot of traffic up and down your street?
we don't. Are you about to mention my other project from the other day?
I want to see the rocking chair on your steps, if they fit, going up your steps that you created on your wall. And I want to see you do a video of you just rocking there with your steps, and you got your nice flower beds to the side of you, and then you got your grass level right there. That I'm picturing it right now. It's going to be the new Travis.
It's it is probably going to really come in now that we're going to have a front yard that we can actually use. I'd imagine it will come in handy that it now rests on the front porch. So there'll probably be arguments between who gets to use it among myself, my wife, and the kids, because we did all this in the front yard, so we better be out there a little bit more. Hey, and I will get an update of the front yard. Somewhere in there I saw somebody saying that they want to see an update on the front yard. That will likely come out this weekend, as it will be wrapped up on Thursday. Fingers crossed. Yeah,
I think we got a decent amount of people in the chat now, so I think it's time to unleash this the state of the lawn care community speech tonight.
Are you sure? You're sure you're ready for it? Okay,
I'm ready.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I'm ready. I got to do it now because my kids will be going to bed and I'll be waking up.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah. First, we got to bring up our sponsor.
We have a new sponsor. We have a really awesome sponsor this week, guys. It is wait till Travis pulls it up. It is Jason Kelce. It is the All-Pro center of the Philadelphia Eagles. My Birds, go Birds. He does motivational speeches, and I actually talked to him this past week. And if you guys aren't familiar with Jason Kelce, this is from the Super Bowl when we won the Super Bowl. This was at the parade We're going to show you a little snippet of what he sounded like at the parade, just to give you guys an idea of like how motivational he can be. So if
Yes.
Travis pulls that up,
He
this is epic.
he is I didn't realize that he and his brother are such profound entertainers. All right, let's
They
listen
are.
to him. We're gonna play this, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Let me get a hell yeah! You love the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me get a hell yeah! This past offseason, some clown named Mike Lombardi told him that he was the least qualified head coach in the NFL. Stephen Wisniewski ain't good enough. Jason Kelce's too small. Lane Johnson can't lay off the juice. Brandon Brooks has anxiety. The quote in the O-line room that has stood on the wall for the last 5 years: hungry dogs run faster. And that's this team. If you love the Eagles, let me get a hell yeah.
So Jason Kelce
Philadelphia
actually
Eagles,
is calling
let me
in
get
as we
a
speak
hell
right
yeah!
now, and he's going to give the. I asked him, I told him a little bit about the lawn care community. I told him about Travis and Budget Lawns. Just all the different creators out there. And he was generous enough tonight to call in. And we worked this out where he's on the line right now. I don't know how it works with the internet and phones, but so Jason Kelce is going to give us a State of the Union for the lawn care community speech tonight.
I'm ready to hear it, Joe. Lay it on.
You
us.
ready? If you love the lawn care community, let me get a hell yeah! If you love the lawn care community, let me get a hell yeah! I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs. I don't think it's been beat home enough. When Travis Feltner started his channel, he was rated as the worst YouTube creator by a lot of freaking analysts out there in the media. This past offseason, some clown named Doc told him he was the least qualified lawn tube creator in the community, that he didn't care. You saw a driven Travis Feltner, a man who went for it by building a wall, went for it with a catch basin. He wasn't doing the content just to be mediocre. He was doing it to be the best. And it doesn't stop with him. Lawn Tools was told they make weird and stupid content. Before they blew up on YouTube, they were the best freaking content creators in the community. Lawn Mentor was told he didn't know what he was talking about. Clint the Neighbor Dominator ain't good enough. The Lawn Warrior is not organic. Well, that was true. How Soon and Doc can't lay off the juice. Rod Henry is a con artist with a 4-hour show. And John Perry is sad. KOTG is a circle jerk, but they're entertaining. Princess Cut Lawn Care always wears the same shirt but delivers the goods. Yard Mastery has oxides in their fertilizer. It's the whole community. The entire community with a bunch of driven men and ladies who accomplished something. When we were a bunch of underdogs, you know what an underdog is? It's a hungry dog. And Travis Feltner has had that in our building for 5 years. It's a quote in the lawnmower room that has stood on the wall for the past 5 years. Gas lawnmowers run faster. And that's this community. Everybody wonders why we're so mean. Everybody wonders why the lawn community fans aren't the nicest fans. If I don't stripe my lawn in the morning, I'm fucking pissed off. You know what I'm going to say to all those people who outdoubted us, to all those people that counted us out, everybody who said we couldn't create lawn care content? What my man Travis Feltner said. Fuck you. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from YouTube. No one likes us. We don't care. BUDGETLAWNS. Budget Lawn.
Joe, you told me you had something written up, and trust me, that was not on my radar. Have you been thinking? Have you been thinking that was freaking awesome? I think guys, if you haven't hit a thumbs up already, after Joe got Jason Kelce on the show to do that, he deserves a thumbs up. Joe, that was freaking awesome. Have you been thinking about that all day?
I've been practicing it on and off. Yeah, here and there, and my wife and kid just came in, and they're like, "What's going on?" Yeah.
you,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I hope it's okay that I didn't. Normally, I like to bust your balls and bring you up on camera solo while
Yeah.
you're doing your
I'm
thing.
I'm glad you didn't do that because it would have distracted me even more. So
Well,
I was
that wasn't you, Joe. That was Jason Kelce on the show.
that was Jason Kelce.
So
Yeah. So thanks Jason for calling in tonight, and yeah, we appreciate your support for our channel.
what is he trying with that voice? Is he trying to be like a professional wrestler or something? Or
Um,
does he do that?
no,
Is that
no,
kind of like
I
his
think he's
deal?
just I think it's just his personality. He's he's just I don't know, he's just like one of those lovable bears that he seems like he's really mean, but he's really down to earth, and you know yeah, I don't know. I just I hopefully everyone could hear me clearly
I
because
think they could hear you, Joe. I
I
could hear
was
you. If you could,
I was
let me let me say two things. If you could hear Joe and you want to hear Joe do more stuff like that, let us know in the chat because
man,
you know what,
smash the
Joe?
like button.
We
That took a lot out of me.
we've been doing this this is show number 18 now, and I want to see more of that, Joe. I want to see I want to see more of the over the
If I don't
top.
stripe my that's gonna be my new tagline. If I don't stripe the lawn every day, I'm fucking pissed off.
That was
So
fantastic.
yeah, basically, Jason Kelsey took his speech, and I told him to add in those little bits there, the circle jerk and the oxides and the same shirt and the Doc can't lay off the juice part. So
Dude,
yeah,
you hit you pushed all the right buttons. You
and
covered all
the
your
best,
bases and everything.
and I'm glad I did not. I'm glad I didn't tell you. I'm glad it was a
I don't
surprise
want to
because
know. I don't want to
yeah.
know. I don't want to know. All right, Joe. That was freaking awesome. That was
Thank you.
awesome. Joe, I think you're going to start backing yourself into more corners, those corners being Joe's segments. You've already got hot take. Now you've got uh, whatever you want to call this tonight. I don't know.
The
Energized
state,
Joe. Joe.
state of the union.
Hey, what's up, Brett? Doc, y'all, what's up, Ken? Pat, lots of y'all in the chat tonight. Thank y'all so much for using your little fingers and typing us messages because those things really do help out. They really do help kind of drive the conversation, especially when you want to know something. So if you do want to know something, you got to let us know. And last week, somebody wanted to know something, and I didn't do it last week, and I said that I would this week, and I'm a man of my word. I don't want to leave you hanging, but last week we talked about that I think I might have Bermuda grass mites in my Bermuda grass lawn. Now, it's in my graveyard on the side of the house where I don't do anything to it. It's like my anything goes zone. If I need to leave stuff over there, I don't water it, don't fertilize it. I just let it be because it gets a lot of shade. It's between the fence and the house. And from my understanding of Bermuda grass mites, that's kind of the environment they like. And I started noticing all the Bermuda was kind of clumping up. And if you see your Bermuda kind of clumping up, and it's really identifiable. It's what they call a witch's broom. If it looks like a broom and it's all clumped up and everything's just looks funky, you might have Bermuda grass mites. And this is the witch's broom I brought in. You see that? That ain't normal. And I brought one that's still green so you could see it a little bit better, but it's kind of dead on that one side, but it looks like the end of a broom. That's not how Bermuda grass should look. Okay? Now, this is a green one. Many of the others in the lawn on that side of the house, I don't have anywhere else but that shady side of the house. Many of the other ones are dead. Okay? This one, not completely dead, but not so
Are you
hot on
sure
that one
that's
side.
not? Are you sure that's just not from like a Barbie doll's broom or something? Like
No, you,
I
you,
think you're pulling our legs there.
somebody else that follows the channel, she lives in Northwest Arkansas. She even put a comment on one of my videos, said, "Hey, are you dealing with Bermuda grass mites this year? It's crazy." She said she's got a whole part of her lawn that's like being destroyed by it. And I've never noticed them anywhere else in my lawn except for on that one side of the house. And typically, you can get your Bermuda growing fast enough and filled in and thick enough that it's a lot harder to recognize these because everything else around it is kind of out competing it. Now, you can't completely out compete these, but you're certainly not going to be able to on the shady side of the house because Bermuda needs full sun. And it doesn't get enough sun on that side of the house to really grow like gangbusters all day long. So these are much more recognizable there because they're dying off and everything else around it is thin. It's not thickening up. So I can see these very, very clearly. And there are a lot of these suckers out there that are brown, almost kind of look orangish. And I pulled one out for you today to show you. So if you see something in your yard and you got Bermuda grass that looks like a broom, you might have Bermuda grass mites. And they are what the name says. They are very exclusive to Bermuda grass. All right? If you're watching and I've said something that is not 100% correct about witches, brooms, Bermuda grass mites, enlighten us. But that's what I'm diagnosing it as because it's a pretty odd thing to see in your lawn, and I can't imagine there are many things that cause that type of look in your yard. All right, so there's that. From my understanding, bag the clippings, mow really low, scalp that area, and water right after you mow. That's really about the only thing you could do because there's really not anything on the insecticide or pesticide things for homeowners to get rid of these suckers. So kind of sucks, but you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is, Joe.
Yeah, you learn. Hey, I learned something new every week. That I learned that Travis likes playing with Barbie, brooms.
Hey, everybody out there, you got to get your head out of the gutter. Just because the thumbnail tonight says length matters, or length helps, I should say. Let's see, my head's in the gutter. Size matters. Length helps, all right? Tonight on the show, we're going to talk about a few things that will help you get the most out of your mowing this summer, and that's one of them. If you think you got Bermuda grass mites, mow it super, super low, even scalp that area, bag the clippings, and that might help you get rid of a portion of the population and see some improvements in those areas. Speaking of mowing, Joe, some of our friends have sent us some pictures for this week. If you don't know what we're talking about, every week we try to, so it's kind of the onus is on you to send us pictures of your lawn so we can show them off to everybody that's tuning in. And tonight we have two friends appreciation posts. And our first one, Joe, looks like this fella just got through mowing, right? What is that, a swordsman?
Yeah. It looks like a swordsman. Yeah, he sent in a I think it was actually during the show last week he sent me this. And I don't see him in the chat tonight. But that's his at Lawn Dominator. That's his Instagram. So go give him a follow. He's in San Antonio. It is obviously Bermuda grass. I think it looks pretty good.
I mean,
probably
for the scorching heat down there.
Yeah, I mean it's early in the season, probably. Well, maybe not super early in the season, but
for him a little bit later because did my voice just crack? For him, I'm gonna get hell for that one. For him, it's actually not early in the season because he's so far south. He's had warm temperatures. Those South Texas folks, they get their Bermuda grass going pretty darn early in the season compared to us people in the transition zone. But no, this lawn looks good. I think that is a swordsman. they've been suffering from some brutal heat down there. And unless you're going to just dump your whole paycheck into your water bill, it's going to be tough to combat those 110, 105 degree temperatures. But you know what I see, Joe, when I see a lawn like this? Is it perfectly green? It's not like it's a beautiful lawn for sure, but if he lives in San Antonio, it's probably going through some heat struggles. But
Yeah. Oh yeah.
to me, when I see a lawn like that, it just looks like someone has a little bit of common sense, right? Like there's only so much you can battle when you're dealing with 105.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that it's Bermuda grass or not, because Bermuda can withstand just about anything, but it's still tough to keep that dark green color when it's 105, 110 degrees out for long stretches at a time. So the lawn looks dang good. Dang good.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I'm looking at the Instagram post now. It's a great year this year. This one was this one was actually last year. He said, the host of the Bermuda Lawn Dominators Facebook group. Travis is in our group, he said. So yeah. So kudos to Skip. And I didn't see him in the chat, but hopefully he maybe will show up sometime tonight.
When he tunes in, Skip, well done. And yes, send your pictures. Joe, where can they send their pictures?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram. That's how Skip found me. It's Water Boy Productions, just like the name in the chat tonight. You can see my logo in the chat. You go real easy, send me a picture. Very easy to download for me. Put it into the format we got here, and I'll give you a shout out with your Instagram handle, so you guys can go give everybody in the community a follow. That sends it into us. But we did have a winner, Travis. I don't know if you noticed.
No,
but,
what?
Ben,
Where?
Ben did
yeah, nice job, Ben. Sweet. Not that I don't
winner, chicken dinner.
Not that I don't want the same person to win multiple times, but it's cool. We've done this 3 times now, 3 different winners. So Ben is our winner tonight. What did he win, you might ask? He won an e-gift card to Home Depot or Lowe's in the value of $20. And Ben, you get to pick whether you want Home Depot or Lowe's. Makes no difference to us. All you got to do is email me at mybudgetlawn@gmail.com. I will have your email address, and tomorrow I will send that e-gift card over to you. And just a heads up, this Bill brought it to my attention last month because we do this on the last show of every month. If you find my face hidden in a picture, you are the winner of the e-gift card. And Bill brought it to my attention since he won last month that he kept looking for an email from me with the gift card. When I send it, it's done through Lowe's or Home Depot's website. So you'll have to look from one of those stores because it won't come directly from my email address. It'll come from Lowe's.com or HomeDepot.com. And it will have a place for you to click. And you got yourself $20. I just saved myself $20. You ever seen that guy, Joe? The guy that cleans shoes? I just saved myself $150. So last show of the month, every month, e-gift card giveaway if you find my picture. Hey, Ben, don't forget to email me. You probably already have mybudgetlawn@gmail.com, and I'll get that sent over to you. Congrats, Ben.
I think his face was in the Kelce picture. I don't think anybody pointed it out.
I didn't notice it. Hey, I see a question, Joe. Best Doc, you beat me to the punch. I've got Bermuda grass, the only weed killer I would ever use. I shouldn't say would ever use, but the only weed killer I do use is Spectracide Weed Stop for Lawns plus Crabgrass Killer. But with that said, I have not used a weed killer in 5 years now. Somewhere around there. Just get that Bermuda grass going like crazy. Make sure you're watering, fertilizing, mowing a lot. It won't happen all in one season, but eventually you can get it to take everything else over as long as you've got a little bit of patience. Joe, we got another Friends Appreciation post tonight. Where'd you go, dude? Did you just disappear? All right, well, Joe's here, but I'm going to go to me until I see Joe, you let me know when you're back up. Actually, we're going to go to our next Friends Appreciation post. And this one came in last week as well. This one is from Adam Carruthers in Kansas. And I'm trying to re-jog my memory. He was trying to fill in some spots where some zoysia did not make it through a harsh winter. So that's why you see a big old kind of dead zone there. But he just moved into this house, if I recall correctly. Is Adam in the chat tonight? I haven't seen Adam.
This one in.
Did he?
Right?
Yeah, he sent that to me, and then I sent it over to you, Joe.
Yeah.
But let's go back.
Yeah, he's there. He just commented.
Hey, am I getting all those details correct, Adam? That this was from a big area that had died off from some zoysia that didn't make it through the winter time. You've been in this house just a couple of years now. But still, man, I love the look of that house. That's
Still looks.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It is a cool looking house.
I know we're supposed to be talking about the lawns, but, as much as I love lawns, I love looking at houses. My wife and I love getting in the car and driving around and looking at houses. So not only is she crafty and can build furniture or refurbish furniture, but we both like looking at houses. And, man, that is
Are you an HGTV fan?
No, I ain't got time for that.
Chip in.
I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But that is such a neat looking house. It's got so much character. But the lawn is looking good, man. The lawn is looking good. Zoysia, even in our area, we're not quite as far. Let's see. Adam says, yes, it was mostly dirt when I moved in. Had some zoysia areas that I wanted to get rid of. They died anyway from last year's record drought. Just common Bermuda for now. That's right. Man, it's looking good for what you said. It was mostly dirt when you moved in. I mean, he's definitely on the right track.
Yeah.
Man.
I always say photos don't do it justice, like it just, I'm sure it looks like $1 million in person, and just same thing with like your wall, like, I'm sure everything looks so much better in person.
Hey man, for just 2 years in lawn care, dude, you got it figured out. Looking good. Hey, where was I going just a second ago? We were talking about, you said something about HGTV. Hey.
I said, yeah, are you an HGTV fan? And I said, Chip and Joanna.
Oh, yeah. No, that, man, it's amazing they're still doing. A lot of times those kind of shows and those kind of characters have kind of their own like lifespan. Man, now they're just one that just keeps on going. It's incredible.
The show that I used to watch was American Chopper back in the day.
Oh, yeah, that was good. Paul Sr. does a local commercial for somebody.
Really?
Yeah, for some insurance or no, some law firm around here. He does a commercial for them. Hey, yes, I've seen some other people saying they want to see updates on the lawn. Sorry, I didn't get pictures of those for tonight, but I will make sure I get you an update this weekend, and then on the next show, which will be 2 weeks from now. Hey, Joe, we were going to talk a little bit about mowing height. I saw somewhere, hey, Carrie, you're mowing your Bermuda at 3 inches. If I read correctly, Carrie Rogers is mowing Bermuda at 3 inches. And I got asked in a question the other night, Joe, somebody said, is it the time of year to raise your height a cut? Like, if there's 2 ways to look at that. No, if you're going to be the person that doesn't care what your water bill is and you're going to do whatever it takes to keep your lawn green no matter how much it costs, and you want to mow low and keep real mowing low, no, you don't have to. I've seen people that keep it super, super short all summer long, even in the hottest of temperatures. Now, does that work for everybody who most of the time people have super, super busy schedules? Maybe not. But if you want to, what should I say? If you want to, in my opinion, get the best results out of your lawn without going overboard, when it gets really hot like this, yeah, raise your height of cut up a little bit. You don't have to raise it up a ton. You try to find that sweet spot in the middle. You don't want to be too short where you're seeing a lot of your water that you're watering with get evaporated real quickly, but you also don't have to go super, super long where, the grass needs more water to to do well. Find that like sweet spot in the middle, you know, because the longer it is, you got a little height on it, provides a little extra shade for the soil, keeps whatever water you do get down on the ground, it keeps it kind of locked in for a little bit longer. Helps retain moisture.
I cut my lawn at 3 different heights in 3 different spots, believe it or not.
Do you?
It sounds crazy, but it's not though.
No, dude, and you're obviously not one of the friends, but we got pictures of Joe's lawn, and now I'm saying you're not the only one that mows at multiple heights. I mow the backyard up above the retaining wall at 1, and then when I come below the retaining wall, I drop it a notch. Because above the retaining wall, it is like I have dips in it that are this deep. And that's why I can't get a real mower up there because it's just so dang bumpy. But your lawn is, what you say, Joe? Your lawn is back, baby. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We are
Oh,
looking
I see me. I see me.
Yeah, and he's making some weird facial expression there. Like, oh, what's this doing here? Yeah, so this is my lawn, and like I said, we have gotten so much rain in the past 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks now. If you saw our earlier episodes in earlier June and late May, I mean, I had a picture of my lawn, and I just had dry spots. I mean, everywhere. I mean, it looked like it was not dying, but it was just going dormant already. And I have a sprinkler system, and I try and keep up with it as much as I can. But you know, there's just nothing like a good rain, Mother Nature, and we went away for 2 days last week. We went to New York, and right before we left, I went to the store. Hopefully, Super TA got a bag or 2 of AMS. I left them a couple bags there.
Uh-oh, Joe.
It's
Are you there?
I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Where did I leave off? The ammonium sulfate. So
yeah, you left Bill a bag or 2.
Left him a bag or 2. It's a 2100. So I did a 0.2 pounds of N and sprayed that out right before we left on Wednesday, and then we got a good dose of rain over Thursday and Friday, which kind of sucked. But when we were away, but yeah, I mean, it really it looks like it should this time of the year finally, and this is what it would look like in the fall time as well. So I'm super happy with the bounce back up, and ammonium sulfate definitely seemed like it worked. I don't know if I'll be honest, I'm not going to be one of those people that say throw it down and go get it back, get yourself
go get yourself
an ammonium sulfate that I keep breaking up. I'm this freaking network.
It's because you've got Comcast, Joe.
I was saying, I'm not gonna say to people, go get a bag and throw it down, kind of thing. It could have been the rain, it could have been the AMS. I don't know, but hey, it looks better. That's all I care about. And I hate these. I was talking to somebody about, how these grass seeds now say they're tolerant, drought tolerant or disease tolerant, and I don't know how true some of this shit is, because if it was really drought tolerant, it would have been, these spots would have probably held up better, because I am watering them as much as I can, but it's good. I know it's going to go dormant on me again. I know in August it gets really hot here. So, but I know it's going to bounce back in the fall, but I'm just glad that 4th of July, it's green. It looks good.
It looks really good.
If I want, I can stripe the lawn every day if I want, and I won't get pissed off.
Well, it's a wonder your lawn looks like that, Joe, because I know you've been preoccupied doing a lot of other things. We were talking about how crafty my wife is, and some of you in the chat were talking about how crafty your significant others are. Did you know Joe is like Mr. Craftman? Like, not Craftsman, like the brand, but he's Mr. Craftman. Joe.
Yes.
Let's show people what you've been doing, because
we talk about it a lot.
I know, but the folks got to see this. If you're not subscribed to Joe's channel, make sure you subscribe. I got it linked in the description of the live stream. Man, Joe, I tell you what, it's a wonder he has time for the lawn, because when I watch these YouTube shorts he puts up, it amazes me that he has time to do anything else, because I don't have to have made one of these signs to understand how much effort goes into these things. Joe, we can talk over this, because I wanted to keep it on the full screen so we could see it as big as possible. But check out some of the work Joe's been putting in the garage. Gosh, you've been making these for what now, Joe? A couple months?
Yeah, about a couple, probably almost 2.5, 3 months now. This is a newer one. That's from the Haunted Mansion.
I mean,
Of course,
the
you
attention to
gotta have
detail.
Hocus Pocus.
I mean, just the gluing part alone. How long does it take to glue something like that? Hocus Pocus ones. The
So
Hocus
I
Pocus one.
obviously I'm filming these. So the Hocus Pocus one probably took about 10 minutes, believe it or not. It doesn't, it looks like it would take forever, but you kind of get in a rhythm, and you just kind of, take your time. I've learned a lot of lessons about gluing and dabbing the piece of wood on like a cardboard, before I put it down, so there's no spots from the glue, because sometimes it can bleed underneath. This one was a bitch because of the Nightmare Before Christmas. The Nightmare Before Christmas, the lettering is so small. And then the
This was
Christmas
one of my
Story.
favorites.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies
And
for
you
a
just
Christmas
did one
time.
on Christmas Vacation.
I just did one on, yeah, I didn't have that in this video, but I did Christmas Vacation, another great movie. Then this bat one was pretty cool too. Yeah, I don't know. I've always enjoyed, and then of course gotta have the Jason
Are you going to
Kelce
send one
jersey.
of these to Jason Kelce? How could you get his? I'm sure you could get it to the Eagles organization.
Yeah, I'm sure I could do something, but yeah, I've always loved, crafting and making things. It comes from my grandmoms. They were both very big crafters. I mean, a lot of our decorations growing up in our house was, different things that they made, wreaths, Santa Clauses, Mrs. Clauses, you name it. They,
Mm-hmm. Joe, you
uh,
froze up again, but we got you. We
uh,
still got you.
um, yeah. So like I was saying, yeah, I get it from my grandmoms.
So when you do these, I would imagine
So
you have a pretty good. It's just like working out in the lawn. A lot of times, people think that just because we like lawn care, that means we want our lawns to be perfect. For some people, lawn care is just about the process and like a sense of accomplishment. You're going to go out and you're going to go through this routine, and then when you're finished with everything, you can stand back and go, I did all that. When you do these, does it feel like work to you, or is it like really therapeutic
um,
for you while you're building these things?
yeah, it's honestly a little bit of both. I mean, it does get frustrating. Sometimes when the wood, I had to redo a sign because it was a couple crack marks in it. I actually just engraved a portrait for somebody at work, which was pretty cool. It was a girl at my work and her husband. He's a police officer and he has a canine dog. And it looks. I'll have to send you a picture. It really came out really awesome. But yeah, it's always. I don't know. I just really I enjoy it. I really like it. Like it can be frustrating at times, when things don't work out the way you want. I did break a couple signs over my knee. Um, I used to do karate, so got that still in me.
You're just practicing. You're keeping up with the skills that you learned.
I'm a perfectionist when it comes to some things. Like I always say to my wife, "How does this sign look?" Because I know I screwed up on something. She's like,
We
"Oh, it looks good," but then I point it out, and it's like she's like, "I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't point it out." But
well
it bothers me that I know that there's like a small little piece that I might have missed or screwed up on.
Well, you've got this like finished product. You're probably like me. You've got the finished product in your head, and you just have to go through the process to get there. And then when it doesn't go the way you've already kind of told yourself in your head that it should go,
Yeah.
then it's frustrating. It's like
Oh
the
yeah.
the other day, we got fancy at our house the other day. So last Friday, it was probably about 11:30 at night, and I'm not kidding you. It sounded like somebody was trying to come through our front door. I'm talking the loudest pounding. and the doorbell was ringing just over and over and over and over. And of course, we both jumped up. The dog jumped up, started barking like crazy, and it freaked us out. So what's the first thing my wife did? We said, hey, get on the Facebook neighborhood group and see if it happened to anybody else. And of course, several people chimed in and said, yeah, that just happened to me. So it's probably some, teenage kids or some of the neighborhood kids out ding-dong ditching. I mean, I did it when I was a kid as well, but we did it to people we knew to kind of prank them. But after that happened, my wife has been on me about getting a doorbell camera. So I just needed that like final straw to say, all right, it's time to get a doorbell cam. And I installed that on Sunday, and I thought for sure something was gonna go terribly wrong, but I finished it up, and that was like the biggest sense of accomplishment. It's something simple as that. Just installing a doorbell camera on the house. What made it tough was, forget the camera, get out the pew, 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 pew. I don't have a hammer drill, and I was drilling into the brick. And my regular power drill was just fine for the first hole because it was fully charged up. But it's not one that lets me use it while it's plugged in. It has to be battery operated. It's just a piece of junk. It's old. And the second hole took me almost the rest of the day because I would just have to like let it charge for a little bit and go try to make some more progress, and let it charge some more and go make some progress. I wasn't doing anything. I was watching the College World Series, so I was pretty occupied. But man, I never knew that such like a sense of a peace of mind, like having that peace of mind from a doorbell camera was that huge. And it really does make a huge difference.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, I put one out when some political signs got stolen from my lawn a couple years ago, and wasn't too happy about it. So it works. It's cool.
It's just a deterrent more than anything. Like my next door neighbors had to call the police Friday night because somebody had taken a little solar powered landscape light and stuck it in their truck door handle out in front of the house. And at first it looked kind of suspicious, like. Is somebody trying to lure someone outside by, making something look a little bit fishy? But it was probably the same kids. But the police officer said just having a doorbell camera is a huge deterrent from that kind of stuff. So, all right, cool. Joe, keep killing it on the signs. All right.
Yeah.
Can folks reach out to you if they want you to make something custom?
Yeah, I made two things now custom. Somebody, a lady at my work, they wanted the father and his son and his friends. They smoke cigars out on their back deck. They're not kids. He's not like a kid. The son, he's like he's graduated college. Just so people think when I said father and son smoking cigars, it said back deck cigar club, and there was like a little like cigar at the top, and it was like a yellow and black oval sign. It looked really good, and they really
that's the
loved
one
it.
you posted earlier, right?
Yeah, that was the one I posted earlier today. And then I did the portrait for somebody, which was pretty cool. So yeah, if there's something you're interested in, cutting board engraved, I sent Travis a cutting board that I engraved. So yeah, if there's something that you're interested in, shoot me a DM on Instagram, and we'll get something going.
So, Joe, I showed you that lit sign that someone made for me. A friend of mine, her cousin, made this like lit sign just for fun. He follows the channel. I'm meeting up with him tomorrow so I can pick that thing up. So I might have to incorporate that somehow into the background. Hey man, I tell you what, guys are talking about the College World Series. What a wacky World Series final. I mean, you're talking Florida puts on a record beatdown of LSU on Sunday night, and then we have a final game. Rubber match to decide it all yesterday, and LSU just returns a favor. But Florida scored more runs over the three games, is what if I saw that correctly. Wild. It turned out to be pretty anticlimactic for Game 3. Hey, I did see too, Ken. I was using a masonry bit, and I put anchors in there, the anchors that came with with the doorbell camera. But man, I don't know. Our brick has only been up on the house for less than 2 years. I don't know if that makes brick a lot harder, but I swear we got the hardest brick on the face of the earth. The first hole didn't take me too terribly long, but the second one,
The right, I always say the right tools make the job easier.
a hammer drill, I would have been done in 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
And if I would have known it was good, I knew it was going to take me longer with the regular power drill. But if I would have known it was going to take me that long, I would have paid the $25 just to have a hammer drill, just to in case I wanted to hang something outside on my back patio or whatever. But it's too late now. Hey, Joe, we talked about this last week, and you still have an assignment. Assignment Joe is to go to Sally Slice's pizza joint and get a piece of. What do they call it? Corleone?
Yeah.
Corleone?
Corleone. Yeah. That's his famous pizza there.
And we were talking last week. You mentioned these Panzarotti from
Panzarotti.
Panzarotti, and I never heard of these. To me, it looks almost like a stuffed like ravioli. Is it somewhere along the lines of that?
So yeah, they look very small in this picture, but they're actually like a decent size. Like you have pizza turnovers, right? Probably in your area.
We have calzones.
So a pizza turnover is like a calzone, but it has the sauce, the pizza sauce in it with the cheese. So it's like a pizza turns inside out kind of thing. It looks like a calzone, but a little bit different. So Panzarotti is kind of like a pizza turnover, but it's fried. It's like deep fried.
Looks awesome.
Oh my God, they are the best. And like I was saying earlier or last week, Tarantini is the family that started this, and Rob he's had one, so he knows. They're just the best. So Tarantini, I believe they're somehow related to Quentin Tarantino somehow. The director. So, but they're just, you don't find them everywhere here anymore. Like probably like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, like when my parents were growing up, they were, very popular in the area. You could find them at a lot of places, pizza places. So now you don't find them at every pizza place. But if a pizza place has it in our area,
it's a must get.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's another place, obviously cheesesteaks very popular in our area. There's a cheesesteak place that's down in Camden, and there's one actually in Medford as well. They make their cheesesteaks on a Kaiser roll, which is very, very unique because it's always on like a sub roll or like a hoagie roll. And these ones are on a Kaiser roll, and it's like, round. It's very unique and it's really good. So yeah, Panzarotti. That's what I was talking about last week.
Ben made a good point. Anything fried is awesome. But still, Joe, you gotta go. You gotta go see Sally Slices. I meant to look up the name of his joint, and I completely whiffed on that. But
one of these days, I'll get up.
Did you end up going and looking at FV Southern Girl, that young dude that's doing his little crab fishing deal?
I did. I love the accent. Like those those I don't know what region you would call that, but yeah, those accents are they are good.
Hey Joe, we've got when you send me your hot takes, I'm always interested to see what you've got for this week, and I think this one has some pretty good legs on it. What do you say? You ready for your hot take after the big deal earlier?
I'm ready for this hot take. It's this, just when I saw this today, this YouTuber posted this, and I'm just like, seriously, bro, like, are we gonna really stoop this low now that we are transitioning to doing abandoned lawns? Like, I'm like, during the pandemic, you guys, if you're on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever, you've probably seen a million videos of people going to these abandoned houses or these foreclosed houses or these people that can't afford them and cutting their lawn for free. And it was all just really for the views. And I'm so glad, I hate to be this way, but I'm so glad this person's only gotten 200 views so far on this video. And like, seriously, bro, like, just stick to what you're good at and do your content that you're good at. I mean, if you're really having trouble coming up with content, just don't make anything for a while until you have a better idea. I mean, seriously, bro. Like,
Well,
seriously.
I talked about this in one of my videos, and it's not. I
Like,
had
if you ever stoop this low, Travis, this show's over.
well, I had some conversations with
I
people.
will I walk off.
I had some conversations with people after I mentioned this topic in one of my videos at the end of last year, and it's not. I don't hate the player. I hate the game. Like, I understand completely why people are making these videos. The game is very lucrative for them. The problem with the game is many times it comes at the exploitation of an elderly widow or a disabled veteran or somebody who has some sort of disability or in some way, shape, or form can't take care of their property. And it's always perfectly aligned with the word free in all capital letters. Like, if you just be honest and say that you're making a shit ton of money off YouTube for making these kind of videos, I would have more respect for that, because typically it's people who used to run lawn service companies, and maybe they were struggling, but they have found out they're making way more money off of YouTube making these videos than they are from that client actually having to pay them.
Yeah. This video was a pretty much advertisement for the equipment that he was using, and probably the 5 or 4 different lawnmowers that he gets from different companies. He probably had to make a content on one of them, and he made this video. And let me give you an example. How many doors down? Like 4 doors down from me, there was a house. It would
have been a lot cooler if it was 3 doors down. But go ahead.
Whatever. Yeah. But this house, the family, the mom, they were going through issues, and the house was abandoned for like a good year. And I was tired of looking at it, and I could have easily made a shit ton of videos. I cut that lawn every week for almost a year, and I did not make one video on it. I did it because I wanted my neighborhood to look good. I didn't want it to keep driving by this house every day, seeing this, yard overgrown. I got my mower over there, and everybody appreciated it in the neighborhood. They would come up to me, they would thank me. And then eventually the house got sold, and a new family lives in there, and they have a lawn service, and they keep it nice. But, but that, just do it. I don't know. I don't have a problem with the people helping the community or doing things, making it nice again, but it's
usually the comments that from the oblivious people that are so naive and green to think that they're really that great of a person doing all this for free. It's like, I bet you $1 million they wouldn't be doing that crap at all if they weren't doing it for YouTube money. Because think about it, you get paid on YouTube, for those of you that don't know, you get paid per 1,000 views. So some of these videos are getting millions of views, easily hundreds of thousands of views. So there's a good chance some of these videos are bringing those creators thousands of dollars every time they post one. And some of these get like 20,000 views in the first couple of hours, or the first, half a day to a day. And trust me, when they're saying they're doing it for free and they're putting these people on camera acting like, I'm about to make your day. Heck no, you're not about to. I mean, yeah, you probably are helping them. I shouldn't say that. But you're really about to make your day. And how much are they getting off of that other than their lawn cut? They obviously don't really care too much about the upkeep of the lawn anyways.
I respect the good deed, like, obviously it's a good deed. I did it myself, and I'm very crazy, but there's 2 medians when you come in my development that the township mows, and sometimes they don't cut it for like a month, and I get tired of looking at it. So I actually put my mower on the back of my truck and drive it up to the front of our neighborhood, and I'll cut it just because I don't want to look at it. I want our neighborhood to look nice. And, again, I don't mind. The good deed I like that they're doing it as a good deed, but at the same time,
it just drives me nuts when the people in the comments go, you're such a great person. This world needs more people like you. Then go out and do it. Then go out and do it.
But when when all your content is not like this at all, and then out of a left field you do this kind of video, it's just like, seriously, bro?
There's one in
Seriously?
particular. I remember his whole channel started because he was
This is why
he was a lawn
that's why I
service company.
unsubscribe.
He was a lawn service company, and he had to like let go of all of his employees and was going a different route with it. Now that different route is this. Like, if you're in it for the good deeds, you can have a successful lawn service company and go out and do those things on the side to help those in need. If you're not in it for the lawn care and you're only in it for the money, then keep making the videos where you're going out and exploiting the vulnerable to make yourself an extra buck. It ain't my style. I don't hate the players. I hate the game. Kind of sounds like I hate the players, but it's really the game. And the game is created and kept alive by the people that watch, and all those people that keep watching and in the comments say every time, "You're such a great person. This world needs more people like you. God bless you this. Oh my gosh, you're just amazing." You can go do this too, people, but you're just not going to make thousands of dollars every time you do it. You're going to go spend your hard-earned money on gas and equipment and everything else. So I guess they got to have some revenue stream, I suppose, but it's not something I'm interested in doing. Joe, we just hit 1 hour and 5 minutes. You have our 5 with 5 on deck?
I do. I do have a good one tonight. Are you ready?
I'm ready. All
right. So tonight is, since obviously it's 4th of July, next Tuesday, America's birthday. These are the top 5 events that I wish that I personally could attend or witness in American history. Ooh. So if I could travel, if I could get into the DeLorean and go back to the future, or go back to the past, I should say. These are non-sports related because there are a ton of sports. Babe Ruth's call the shot, Jackie Robinson, game. Like, there's so many sports ones I could have thought of, but this is American history events. So again, these are mine, and please don't hate on me for some of these. So number 5 is Kitty Hawk, the first flight.
Okay.
Down in North Carolina. I mean, I think just that event alone, just so much has come from.
Are you there, Joe?
That obviously it was very Am I there?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Gotcha.
So Kitty Hawk is number 5. Number 4. This one's going to be very out of left field. It is the Disneyland opening, like the first day that Disneyland opened. I just think that no one's ever seen an amusement park of that kind, and it's just so many more amusement parks have probably either been inspired by that or like Six Flags, just different things like that. And I think just back then, no one's ever seen anything like that. And a lot of the rides were ahead of its time and different things like that.
The Boo Birds are in the chat on that one, Joe.
Whatever. So number 3 is the Gettysburg Address. Obviously, one of the probably most important, if not the most, one of the top speeches ever given in our American history, by Abraham Lincoln. So that, I think that would have been pretty cool to witness or be there in history to see the Gettysburg Address. I knew the people. Cool.
Joe, you got to start like harnessing that Jason Kelce persona from earlier and just keep going at it. You're right. I'm glad I didn't bring you up on camera.
Number 2 is the Apollo 11 launch. Obviously, there was other Apollos before that, but this was the first one that was actually going to go to the moon and land on the moon. So,
did we land on the moon, Joe?
What? But that's a whole other topic. So yeah, seeing that launch, and maybe if you believe in the moon landing, seeing that on TV back then was probably like no, probably a lot of people would still remember that to this day that were alive back then. And number 1, is signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
I think obviously, so I've been to Independence Hall many times because it's very close to me, and going into that room and seeing where they signed it, today, and just thinking about these men standing there signing something that was so important, to our history, United States American history. I just think it would have been really cool to just like see that, people celebrating, things like that. Just I think that would have been up there. Number a couple honorable mentions. This is again, this one's gonna sound really weird, but
Tread lightly, tough
uh,
crowd.
Prohibition era, uh, like the whole speakeasy
Have
thing,
you
like
have you seen
like
the movie Lawless with Tom Hardy? I know
yeah,
we've talked about it.
of course, yeah, of
It's
course. I think
incredible. It's
just that
incredible.
whole era where you were drinking underground, and the casinos were, like Atlantic City, like the Boardwalk Empire era. Just like I think that would have been really cool to experience. That the Roaring Twenties, they would say. Like I don't know. I'm a very that era of history was like I'm really into. So I think that would have been pretty cool to experience. And then maybe like the 70s. I know it's a general error, but like I love like that whole 70s, 80s music, and I don't know. I just wish I was kind of in a way. People call me like an soul.
So
Can't say old soul. So like that kind of era would have been probably more my era to live in. But yeah, I know it sounds weird,
all right,
but
I'm going to add one to it, and this has nothing to do in light of recent events. But if I could have been around for one event, it probably would have been the
don't
sinking of
say
the
it.
Titanic.
Being on the Titanic.
The sinking of it.
Okay.
I don't know that I would want to be on it. But I've read. I've always been fascinated by the Titanic, and I've read so many books about it, and just all the almost like mysteries that surround it. I mean, even to this day, there's still this. I
Yeah.
always say it's probably the most um, fantasizable tale of what would you do if you were on the ship. And then when news started spreading that it had gone down, there was a lot of misinformation even back in 1912. But if I could be around for something just to see it play out in real time, the sinking of the Titanic would probably. But
So
at the time, does it? Do you think it felt like it does to us today?
so we went to New York this past weekend. We stayed in Jersey City, but we went to New York. We took the kids that we took the train uh, right there in Jersey City. It takes you to where the World Trade Center is at, the PATH train. So we took the kids. We walked around the memorial and looked at the new tower. Obviously, me and my wife have been to New York, multiple times over the years. And then the second day, we went to see the Statue of Liberty. We got on the ferry. You stop at Ellis Island first, but the kids really didn't want to get off and see Ellis Island. I kind of wish we did, but you got to do what the kids want to do sometimes. So we went right to the Statue of Liberty. We got off. We walked around. It was raining. It sucked really, but it was pretty cool to see the Statue of Liberty and just thinking about all those people that have, immigrants coming from overseas, going to Ellis Island, and, the Titanic, rose, going by it in the movie, waving at it. And, but yeah, it's something cool to see if you're ever in the air, up in this areas, go check out the Statue of Liberty, and don't cut the line, or you're gonna get yelled at by a state trooper.
You know from experience.
Yeah, just a little bit.
The,
I might have not been here tonight.
what's so incredible about the Titanic movie? I'm not interested in the mushy gushy love story, even though the characters are fictional. James Cameron is like a huge Titanic
Oh yeah,
buff
no, oh
historian,
yeah, yeah,
and if you know much about the wreck itself, like how the events unfolded, that movie built within this fictional story is so historically accurate. I mean,
oh
he
yeah,
made sure that, if a flare went off at a certain time of night, the ship was at a certain angle and this person was standing on deck in this spot, and all this was based off of the eyewitness accounts, because you can get on the British and American inquiries online and you can read all the
The only thing that's not accurate, I think, is just how bright it was. You know, like obviously you can't make a movie; it's pitch black, but it was pretty much pitch black when these people were out in the water, and you know, listening to people crying and jumping off the ship is just scary in itself. You know, just thinking that's what they were, you know, hearing and seeing. I mean, it really is an incredible event that happened in history. I mean, it's
Did
crazy.
you hear what James Cameron said when he found out that the submersible was missing? So it happened on Sunday of not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, and then he found out on Monday. And I watched an interview that he gave, and he said he knew on Monday because the Navy had heard on some of their surveillance stuff underwater. They had heard a loud bang right at the same time that it lost contact with the mothership above. And James Cameron said he knew on that Monday that it imploded just because of the details he had gotten. That is what he didn't know for 100%, but he
it's
knew
a crazy
that's
story.
what it was. And he said that he immediately called friends because he knew some of those guys. He called friends on that Monday and said, "We've lost some friends." Like he knew exactly what had happened. And wow.
Yeah.
So, anywho, what a crazy story that was to follow.
I would have not done it myself, Ken. I would have never gotten aboard that submarine. There's no freaking way. It was bolted.
I don't have
It was
$250,000 to
even if I had
spare.
250,000, it was bolted shut with bolts. I mean, just
Mr. Beast made a statement that he was invited to go on one of those excursions. You know, the sad part is it's terribly sad, obviously, that 5 people lost their lives. I hope that that they're going to be able to salvage the wreckage from the ocean floor, because it's not only is it sad that 5 people lost their lives, but it's also sad too because now it's a graveyard for 5 people that weren't. You know, that was already, for the last 111 years, it's been a graveyard for 1,500 and something people or so.
I'm a little indifferent about them, you know, salvaging this thing because it is U.S. taxpayer dollars that are going to fund this.
True.
But you know, they knew the risk of what they were doing, you know, and it's sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I seen a mother. She was going to go and she gave up the seat to her son. That was a son, the 19-year-old.
She was on the mothership above.
Yeah, I mean, that's just I can't imagine.
And Ken makes a good point. He said you would have to be a true explorer. I hope they saw something that made it worth it, and that's possible. And that's what everything I've read about these people is they were explorers. Like, you know, when you're an explorer, when you're an adventurist, you're willing to take a risk, even if the ultimate risk is death.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that's how that one turned out.
Yep.
Hey, y'all, guess what? We're at an hour and 18 minutes minus 5 from the pre-scalp. We're at an hour and 13 minutes, Joe. I think that is just a delightful amount of time and a great place to wrap this thing up. Y'all, if you haven't already, hit the thumbs up, comment, watch the restream, share the stream with your friends or family if you think they might be interested in this sort of thing. Again, no show next week because it's 4th of July, so we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Joe, what you got? Final words.
Just if you have a photo, send it to me. I actually got one already on Instagram while the show was going on. So we'll have there was one person we didn't feature this week. We'll definitely feature him next week. He's local to me. He's in Jersey.
Oh, thanks for mentioning that, Joe.
Yeah.
What we were doing, we were putting all of them that we got up, and then we went last week with none. So if we have 2, the first 2 we get each week are going to be on the show. But we don't want to do more than 2 because if we end up not getting any, then we're without for the next show. So we've got Grass Thief saved up for 2 weeks from now.
And Ben, you can email Travis at mybudgetlawns@gmail.com.
MyBudgetLawn.
I keep doing that. MyBudgetLawn.
You got to email me anyways, Ben, so I have your email address.
BUDGET.
And tell me whether you want Home Depot or Lowe's. I went in a Home Depot for the first time in a long time the other day. Lowe's is so much better. Lowe's is so much better. I don't know. It's just brighter. It has a cleaner feel. It feels more
my God.
organized. Yes.
No comment.
Does Harbor Freight have e-gift cards? If Harbor Freight has e-gift cards, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll just let me know in your message. Send me an email. That way I've got your email address. Tell me where you want it to, and if Harbor Freight has an e-gift card option, sure, yeah, I don't make a hill of beans to me. I'll send it to you from wherever. Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Yeah, Harbor Freight sucks. Lowe's.
No.
I only do it to Lowe's.
Anyway, everyone have a great 4th of July weekend. Be safe. Don't be like Jason Pierre-Paul with the fireworks in your hand. So, make sure they're on the ground before they go off. So everyone be safe. Enjoy it. Hopefully the weather's good where you're at. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And Travis, what's your last words?
I got nothing else, man. Y'all have a great 4th of July. It's on a Tuesday, so I imagine you're going to have a really long weekend. Stay hydrated, and light beer is not enough to keep you hydrated, okay? Make sure it's a really dark, heavy beer. That's the safest way to stay hydrated over 4th of July weekend. Ooh. All right, y'all. Y'all are awesome. We appreciate you so much for joining us, as always. That's going to do it for this edition of Budget Lawns. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great night.